we're gonna do some incest, I guess, with plants. So the baby plants, they're gonna get her done. Okay, so now we're gonna do something called an F1 cross. Okay, so an F1 cross is just simply taking the first generation and breeding them. Okay, so we're going to break this down again. So if I were to take the F1 cross, okay, my parent genotypes, but of course this is the F1 parents, okay, what would the genotypes of the F1 parents be? We would have big T and little t times a big T and another little t, okay? So these are two tall plants, but at this point now they are heterozygotes, okay? So, to form our gametes, this currently is a diploid organism, but it's going to split up its genes. So, it's going to have a big T gamete and a little t gamete. So what does that mean about the proportion of what those traits are going to be found in each of the egg cells or the sperm cells? That means that half and half can show up as little t's, and then half of them can show up as big T's. Okay, and then the same thing is going to occur for this guy right here. Okay, so all you have to do is just kind of draw a line down the middle of each of these. They're going to split themselves up because they're no longer a diploid organism, and then now they're going to have these gametes produced. Okay, so much similar to what we did before with this little math square. Okay, one parent goes on one side with all of its gametes spread out, so you're going to go big T and little t. Okay, the other parent is going to go on the other side, big T and little t. So now what you do, you multiply them out, but you just combine these into the different types of babies that you can make out of here. So in the first one, it's going to be big T, big T. Okay, you multiply them out. In this one here, it's going to be big T, little t. Don't put little t, big T. Always list that dominant trait first. Okay, big T, little t in this combination. And then here, little t, little t. Okay, sound good? Okay, so let's practice this. The genotype ratio is as follows. So you have, and we're only interested in the genes, so how many different gene sets do you have here? You have 3 different gene sets, but one is proportionally possible more than the other. So you would have one big T, okay, and don't forget ratios mean there's those 2 little colon looks to it, okay? 2 big T, little t's, and then 1 little t, little t. So that's how you would express the genotypic ratio. You have to list all the different genotypes that could have showed up because of this, okay? But for our phenotype ratio, what's going to happen here? These 3 first expresses 3 tall plants will show up to 1 short plant. Okay? And that's how you would express the phenotype generation or the phenotype ratio in this case here. Okay? Sound good? All right.